My wife, who's a Canadian citizen, can't find a job, but this liberal government gives work permits to foreigners. One, I don't think that's how it works. And two, I just immigrated from Atlanta to Toronto. So let's get into it. Ignore how I look. I'm going out on the town tonight. Okay, so we didn't just say, hey, let's get a work permit. Let's do this. What happened was November 5th, which was election day, all that came out. We said, bet. We got on a call with an immigration lawyer. Keep in mind that an immigration lawyer is not needed. We just wanted to make sure that everything was done correctly from start to finish. I actually don't know what this clear gel is used for, but I just, use it on my brows and hope that it does something. So when talking to the immigration lawyer, they helped us, one, see if we were even eligible to immigrate to Canada, and two, with immigrating, they helped us see what route was the best based on things like our age, our education, our work history, etc. Disclaimer, I have not been wanting to say the agency we used because we're still working with them. I gotta see it through before I say, hey, go work with them. If you're really wanting to know, I'll let you know. And we ended up paying the immigration agency a flat fee on top of the application fees. So it just depends on what route you're taking. Based on the factors we gave the immigration agency, we qualified for express entry. However, express entry is a waiting game. It could take up to a year. It could take 6 months. You just don't know. But for us, that wasn't finna stop Nathaniel, because at the end of the day, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. As an American citizen with a passport, you can come to Canada for up to 6 months. You gotta go, but you could come as a visitor. So that's what we planned to do. Before Buki even had a job, we was gonna come for 6 months, figure it out, look for jobs, look at the neighborhoods, all that fun stuff. Fast forward to when my Buki did get the job. The job she got, y'all, was posted in May. She got the job in December. So no, they aren't just skipping over Canadians and handing out jobs to foreigners. You actually there needs to be a need. You have to show proof that you try to have someone in the country get the job before spending X amount of money to bring a foreigner in to do said job. Also, Buki is an engineer. I know some of y'all would want to know. Canada's immigration system is designed to attract skilled workers to fill the shortages in the jobs here. So you're more likely to qualify for a work permit if you have a job in science, tech, healthcare. But do more research, obviously, but those are the type of jobs that they want here. So through my wife's work permit, I was awarded an open work permit because we're married. And what that means is I'm able to work anywhere with her work permit. She has to work at her job and she can't work nowhere else. I ran into a little dilemma with being on an open work permit. I had to choose if I wanted to stay on the open work permit or exchange it for a student permit, because I wanted to go to nursing school. But I'm running a business, so I decided to stay with the open work permit. Since we've been here, it's been so bittersweet because we know we made the right decision at the right time. But it's a little sad knowing that we have family back at home. It's a lot of sad. It's not a little bit sad. I've also seen a lot of comments saying how Canada... Ooh, child, I forgot the primer. I've seen a lot of comments saying that Canada is very expensive. And let me just give y'all my perspective on that. So if you don't know, the American dollar is worth more than the Canadian dollar. So I'm gonna give y'all a real life example. I bought Tim's in Canada for $200. I went back home to Atlanta and saw that they were also $200 in Atlanta. Since I decided to buy the $200 pair of Tim's in Canada with my American dollar, it ended up being cheaper. So in reality, I paid about $140 USD in Canada. Does that make sense? If you're living here and making USD, you good, you living, you getting discounts left and right. But if you're someone like my wife, which is probably most people who actually live here, you're making Canadian dollars, yeah, it's gonna be a little expensive. However, in our scenario, many of you already know, we have businesses that operate in Atlanta. So if we're not making USD, something's wrong. Something terrible has happened. So if you're thinking about immigrating to Canada, what I would suggest you do is first check your eligibility. You can do that by going to the Canadian immigration website. Or if you got some extra dollars to throw, get an immigration lawyer, go that route. Decide the path you're going to take, whether you are a student coming here on a student permit or visa, a work permit, express entry. Figure that out. If you're an American citizen with a passport, come check it out first before you make that decision. Like I said, you got up to 6 months. Come, I don't know, get a little, stay in the Airbnb for a month, see how you feel. Then start the process. I said all of that just to say, no, Canada is not just handing out work permits. And I'm sorry that your wife hasn't been able to find a job truly, but the job Mabuki filled has been open since May. As always, I hope this was helpful, and if you're not already, follow along and keep up with our journey.